The lament I hear too many times is, I'm thinking too much. Well, that may not be entirely true. Swing thoughts are okay. Well, let me say this, a swing thought is okay. You have to choose what you think about when you're playing this game to try and break 90 or any other scoring barrier for that matter. Now, there are what's called an internal focus and an external focus. So this is one of these little areas where you can make a great gain in your game just by changing how you think. Let me talk about internal versus external. Internal thought, how I fold my right elbow on the backswing. Internal thought, how I turn my left hip on the backswing. Internal thought, how I shift my weight on the downswing. You get the thing, it's something I'm doing with my body. Great for the practice ground, magic for the practice ground, tragic for playing. External thought, what direction do I want the club to move in? External thought, what would I like the ball to do? External thought, how high would I like the ball to go? Things like that. So it would be club, ball, target. Here's the point. It has been proven beyond any doubt whatsoever, under pressure, trying to break 90, trying to break any other scoring board for any matter. External thoughts perform much better than internal thoughts. So thinking of body parts, a knee, a hip, a shoulder, a foot, that's fine when you're practicing. You have to groove the motor skill. But when you're playing, think about the direction you want to swing the club in. Might be a bit more to the right if you want to get rid of a slice, or a bit more into out. Think of the pace you move the club at. It's a motion. Jack Nicklaus would always say to me, golf is a game of motion, not positions. External thought, what do you want the ball to do? So an external thought might be, I'm going to aim down the left side of the fairway and I'm going to hit just a slight little fade. I'll just see if I can get this in play with a slight fade, and that's about as good as I've got right there. Down the left, coming back in play. But that was an external thought. I don't know what my elbow did. I don't know what my shoulder did. I don't know what my right hip joint did. External thought. Second thing, before we even get to the golf course, second thing, golf's #1 killer. Let me show you. Tension! Mental or physical, tension is golf's #1 killer. Now, the places you can affect tension for the good, not for the bad, would be the pressure with which you hold the club, or shall we say how tightly you hold the club. I'm going to give you a scale in a minute. The relaxation in your arms, or the lack of tension in your arms, the relaxation in your neck. If you want to play well, you want your grip pressure to be light-ish. I'm going to give you a scale in a moment. Light-ish. On a scale of, well, let's say a scale of 1 to 10. If 1 was just about going to let go of the club and it was going to fall through my hands, and 10 was trying to crush the shaft, you want to be about a 4 or a 5. You don't want to be a 1, you want to be about a 4 or a 5. So do that as a test. Let the club fall through your hands, that's a 1. Try and crush the shaft, that's a 10, somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to try and get my pressure to be about a 5. My arms, I want them to be relatively relaxed. I don't know that they're quite like old ropes, but they're not like iron rods. The arms are hanging from the shoulders. And one other thing from tension that I've discovered is enormous, don't clench the jaw. You're not taking a punch on the chin. You do take a couple of body punches when you play this game, that's for sure, but when you're hitting the golf ball, you're not getting punched on the chin, so keep your jaw relaxed. So where tension is concerned, it is golf's #1 killer. As you have your chance to break your scoring barrier of 90, pay attention to your grip pressure. Pay attention to your arm pressure and see if you can keep your jaw relaxed through the golf swing. So I'm going to try and keep my jaw relaxed here. I'm not going to hit this very hard, but I'm going to see if I can make a swing where my grip pressure doesn't change, my arm pressure doesn't change, nothing external here, nothing internal here really. Here we go. And that would be just fine just about every single time. So tension is a killer. Now I've got one more thing to say. If you're going to break 90, you need a game plan. A game plan. You can't just go out there and think you're going to hit career golf shots all day long. Sorry, that's not happening, not coming today, or any other day for that matter. So here's a game plan. I've taken this from the chap who used to teach Tiger Woods. Hank Haney always had this game plan. I've used it with so many people. If you want a scoring game plan, number 1, no penalty shots off the tee. Number 2, no 2 chips. Get each chip shot on the green in 1 shot. And number 3, no 3 putts. Well, that's just for high handicap players, isn't it? No. Tiger Woods used it, and so have many other players. So again, as a game plan, before we even get to the tactics you would use on the golf course, that's a game plan. Set it as a goal, no penalty shots off the tee, no 2 chips, and no 3 putts. And if you do that, you'll be surprised that just that might help you break 90.